Today I fucked up by knowing nothing about East Coast plants. Too long didn't read. What the fuck is poison sumac? In January my wife and I bought our first house 2,000 plus miles away from our shitty asbestos-filled apartment in sunny California. My wife got an awesome job in Georgia. The housing prices are a steal, so we said screw it, let's go. The road trip itself was a disaster. Car rear-ended and totaled by a truck in a dust storm. Dog attacked. I almost went to jail for speeding, hired an attorney, case dismissed, eat my ass Arizona, and we finally arrived at our new home. Hooray. My background is in ecology and environmental science, and it's been a bit tough finding work in the area. So I decided, like any responsible lesbian, to do the next best thing and fix up the house while my wife is at work. After beautifying the backyard, I got to work on the side. And wow, was it messy. Tons of fast-growing weeds my naive Californian eyes had never seen before. So I put on my short shorts, sandals, and crop top like a dumb slut and pull out the weeds bare-handed. In my defense, I saw a small spider in one of my gardening gloves. A few days pass. I start to notice little bumps on my arms and legs. Oh wow, I think some strange southern bug has bit me. How quaint. Not even for a minute does it cross my mind that a plant could have done it. Oh no. I used to teach plant identification at a university. I know what poison oak is. I'm smart! Exclamation mark. All while this is going on, I'm noticing some irritation down there in my secret flower. I assume it's because of the heavy grade antibiotics my doc just put me on for a concurrent sinus infection. So I take some probiotics and move on with my life. Or so I thought. In the middle of the night, I wake up, and my vagina is on fire. And I mean, it's burning with the heat of 1,000 suns. I run to the bathroom and look at myself, and it's swollen shut. What the fuck? Antibiotics don't do this. It all starts to click into place. I had rinsed off in the shower right after gardening, and had of course used my hands to clean down there, sans soap. I had run my Rushiol covered hands all over my body, thinking plain hand soap was enough to clean them prior to showering. My arms, legs, face, and down below are breaking out in bumps. I have slept little the past 2 nights. I am currently in the ER waiting for some unfortunate doctor to look at my swollen hole and hopefully prescribe me steroids. Pray for me. I'm so dumb. Edit. Okay, for everyone calling me a bad driver, I know. I'm female, Asian, and gay. That's 3 strikes. I'm dumb as shit and nothing you say will hurt me as much as the girl in college who told me I look like a female Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm still processing. Every year my wife gets her garden ready. Every year she gets poison ivy. She knows where it is. I show her, grows in practically overnight through a fence on the neighbor's property. Every year she gets poison ivy. Sometimes the allure of the forbidden leaf is just too much. Tired face. Things to know about living in Georgia. Do outdoor stuff that does not include water in the early morning in the summer. Finish before 10 a.m. Rivers, lakes and pools exist for the afternoons or naps. River floating is best in late July, August and early September as the water is cold. Don't be stupid and try to hike or play tennis or golf in the afternoon in the summer. It will be miserable. Find some water or AC and stay there. Fall runs from a couple of days scattered through October and starts in earnest in November. Winter starts in late February/March. December and January vary year to year. All Christmas and Easter wear needs to be short-sleeved with a sweater over it because sometimes it is 70ish and sometimes it is 20. Spring is spectacular and can arrive anytime between February and April and will last anywhere from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. Temperature is relative to humidity. If you have curly hair, adopt a natural look because resistance is futile. All outdoor activities are year-round, except for summer afternoons. Always carry a cardigan. It is winter inside most buildings since AC was invented. Never put your hands or feet in places you can't see, ever. And it doesn't hurt to shake out your shoes before you put them on. Always do lots and lots of sunscreen and bug spray, and take it with you to refresh it. It rains every afternoon often. That is nap time. Otherwise do not let it deter your plans. It is a pretty day before and after. And as you have already learned, don't touch plants you don't know without protection. Welcome to the South. Frown. Just so you're aware, we have poison sumac, poison oak and poison ivy in this area of the country. Wait until you discover the biting gnats. They show up about August. Today I fucked up by calling my boyfriend a seagull and swatting him away. So, my boyfriend works nights. He got home around 4:30 this morning and climbed into bed. I was having a dream about eating an ice cream at the seaside and a seagull swooping in to eat it. First, the seagull came straight at my face, just as a second one swooped in from the side. My natural instinct was to slap it away so I could keep my ice cream, right? Well, turns out this happened just as my boyfriend leant in to kiss me and with his hand touched the side of my head. I full-on palmed him in the face with one hand and slapped his hand away from my face with the other just as the seagull was stealing my ice cream. He shouted in pain, which woke me up. He asked what the hell that was for, to which I responded, sorry, I thought you were a seagull. Then apparently I rolled straight over and went back to my ice cream filled dreams. Too long didn't read, I dreamt about a seagull stealing my ice cream, which turned out to be my boyfriend leaning in to kiss me. He got a palm to the face as a result. My boyfriend elbowed me squarely in the face one night. As I sat there with my face in my hands, asking him what that was about, he replied, just let me start my chainsaw. I dislocated my jaw, genuinely an accident. In the middle of the night BC he was dreaming that he had to save puppies from an obstacle course. My so tried to beat me up in his sleep once cause he was having a dream of being in a bar fight. First I woke up cause his flailing arms elbowed me in the face, ouch. Then I tried to wake him up by shaking him and his dream self must have mistook it for an attack, so he jumped on top of me and tried to push me down. My shaking and yelling at him woke him up enough that he's apologizing, but he was still drifting in and out of sleep. So he's apologizing 1 minute and trying to push me down into the bed another minute. Eventually he rolled over to his side of the bed and just stayed asleep. Next morning he doesn't remember any of it. On another note, I dreamt of there being watermelons beside the bed when I was a kid. I tried to eat the watermelons, which resulted in my actual self rolling off the bed and under the bed. Next morning, my parents freaked from not being able to find me. Eventually I woke up from the commotion and was disappointed there was no watermelon to eat. When I was younger, I had a dream where there was a house fire. My smartass thought I could put it out by peeing on it. Turns out, I just wet my bed and there was no fire. Thumbs up. I had a dream, as an adult, that I was brushing my teeth. When I went to spit out the water in my mouth in the dream, I guess I must have spit onto my pillow. I woke up with wet saliva all over my pillow. At this point I think my girlfriend would almost prefer that from me. She says I have a habit of sitting bolt upright and just staring at her for a few minutes before laying down. I used to sleepwalk a lot as a kid. I'm mostly just happy I stopped walking, even if the new habit gives her the creeps. My boyfriend did this, but he got up in the middle of the night, stood with his back to the bed. I asked where he was going, and he turned around slowly, and said with so much authority, I'm going to work at 5 in the morning. So I left him to it, haha. I had a time when I woke myself up by punching through a coffee mug and a bottle of hot sauce because someone was trying to fight me in my dream. I'm not a fight type of person at all, so no idea how that happened. Luckily I punched towards the nightstand and not my GF of the time next to me. Horrible way to wake up, with a chunk missing from my finger filled with hot sauce, but effective alarm nonetheless. Why do you have hot sauce on your nightstand? Question mark. Today I fucked up by flashing my neighbor. Well, to be completely transparent, this occurred yesterday. I was laying out in my backyard and had switched over to lie on my stomach. As I normally do when I tan, I untie my top so I don't have a tan line on my back. Nothing out of the ordinary and nothing I haven't done a million times before. So shortly afterwards I fall asleep. Again, this is common and I have a timer on my phone, so no problem. I'm startled awake when I hear my neighbor with his trimmer by the fence. The fence we share has a board loose and I've been trying to get him to replace it. I'm really not good with that sort of thing and we keep crossing paths. I have a dog and he has 2 chickens, so I don't want them to wander into my yard and become a snack. I jump up and start waving my hands at him and yelling his name. It takes a minute but he notices me. He stops his trimmer and stares at me because of course I'm completely topless and not aware. I walk closer to the fence and he's getting and I fall. I ask him about the board and he says he'll fix it as soon as he's done with the yard, and I thank him and he cuts the conversation short. I thought it was odd because he's a guy in his 50s and usually very chatty. So I turn around and walk back to my lawn chair, and that's when I see it, my top just laying there. Instinctively I reach up and grab my breasts as if willing my top to still be on, but no, only skin and shame. I literally run inside and slam the door and curl up on the sofa. My next move was to close the blinds and put on the biggest, bulkiest, oversized sweatshirt I had, belonging to my boyfriend, even though it was 88 degrees. My top is still out there because I was too embarrassed to go outside to get it. I think I'll be able to today though, lol. Too long didn't read, feel asleep tanning, and when I woke up I flashed my neighbor on accident. First off, this is amazing lol. Secondly, you'll be just fine. The neighbor sounded like he felt as awkward as you do. Next time you see him, just thank him for fixing the fence and apologize/explain what happened. Don't think about it, just do it. You got this. I agree. Unless he was really staring, I think he was embarrassed/uncomfortable. Just say, hey, I'm sorry about the other day, I forgot to tie my top. He was thinking, boy, she must really want this fence fixed. So, did he fix the fence? Yes lol. He did fix it. I'd normally tell him thanks and make him some cookies or a pie, but I think I'm going to wait a while. Asserted total dominance. Fix the fence or look at my tits. Your move, neighbor. Sounds like he cut the conversation short because he was embarrassed. From his point of view, he may think you're a nudist or something. Did he see you get all embarrassed and run off? You really should let him know. It's actually probably better if he sees you getting embarrassed about it, too. That way, he knows it was an honest mistake and it doesn't color your future interactions with him. Confident nudity, a good way to establish dominance over neighbor.